She looked at you for longer than chess hold have. You felt it, but you told yourself it was nothing. That was your first mistake. Now listen closely. This will hurt before it heals. You've been walking through life half blind, seeing women, but not understanding them. You see smiles and assume friendliness. You see silence and assume rejection. But what if I told you her silence might have been desire restrained? What if she was waiting for you to act? Men have been trained to chase, beg, pursue. But the Stoic man doesn't chase. He observes.
He listens not with ears but with presence. Women speak in codes and their body is the messenger. And most men will never learn the language. Most men are desperate to be seen. You're not most men. Not Tanamore. Let me reveal the first truth. When a woman wants you, truly wants you, she breaks her own rules. She will position herself in your proximity again and again. She will adjust her posture, expose her neck, touch her hair, or imitate your gestures unconsciously. That's biology whispering, I'm open. You've seen it before. The glance that lingered, the nervous laugh, the slight arch of her back. But you didn't trust your gut because the world trained you doubt your instincts. Understand this. A woman's body will betray her words. She may say she's not interested, but her dilated pupils, her sudden fidgeting, her crossed and then uncrossed legs, those don't lie. That's limbic system, not logic. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." That applies here. A man must train his men to perceive what isn't said. This isn't manipulation, this is perception. Power comes from awareness, not force. You've missed signs before, but after today, never again. Tell me when ways last time you felt a woman wanted you, but you said nothing. Comment below. Be honest. That's how growth begins.
You think seduction begins with words, but a woman's true desire never starts in her mouth. It starts in her movements. She doesn't even realize he's doing it. That's the danger of it. Because when lust speaks through it bypasses the mind. It happens in the flick of her eyes to your lips. The way her legs cross when you speak. The sudden lean in when you're not evening to be charming. It's subtle. It's primal. And if you blink, you miss it. Most men are blind to these signs because they've been raised to further masculine intuition. Society told them, don't assume, don't tread into things. And yes, caution has its place, but too much of it makes undue powerless. The kind of man who waits instead of leads. When she tilts her head slightly and exposes her neck, that's a subconscious surrender. Vulnerability. It's a move rooted in evolutionary psychology. It means I'm safe with you. When she mirrors your breathing or posture, it's not coincidence. It's limbic alignment. Her nervous system syncing with yours. That's not flirtation.
That's an ambiology screaming, I want to connect with this man. You see, desire hides in innocence. She acts playful, almost chilled, while her eyes scan you, her voice softens. She lingers. She hesitates when saying goodbye. That pause, that breath, that's her begging you to break the tension without ever saying a word. And here's the brutal truth. Most men miss these signs not because they're weak, but because if they're distracted by porn, by overthinking, by chasing, by seeking validation instead of mastering presence. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to observe without judgment, to see things as they are, not how emotion distorts them. That's what you must become, a stoic observer of femininity, because once you see it, you can unsee it. The woman on the train, the cashier who touched her neck, the co-worker who adjusts her clothes every time you enter the room. These aren't their invitations, but the catch. Only a man who has conquered himself is worthy of being chosen silently. This isn't about pick-up lines. This is about mastering energy, reading the moment, owning your frame. She won't say it. She never say it. But when a woman is attracted to you, she tests you. Not because she doesn't like you, but because she does. Y'all think her teasing, her sarcasm, her arrows are rejection wrong. Those are invitations cloaked in challenge. Women are biologically wired to screen for strength, not muscle strength, but emotional dominance. The ability to hold your ground. Remain calm under pressure and not bend for approval when she suddenly pulls away after showing interest, when she makes a sharp comment and watches your reaction. Wench flirts with another man while keeping one eye on you. She's not being cruel, she's asking one simple question. Are you a man who can handle me? And sadly, most men fail. They get emotional, defensive, jealous, or worse. They start trying harder, smiling wider, complimenting more, and just like that she loses respect because when I manas he gives up frame, and when frame is lost, attraction dies. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you air pain by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." Understand this. Women don't want to lead.
They want to lead safely, powerfully, silently. Your calm in her chaos is what arouses her on a level she doesn't fully understand your ability to let her be emotional while you remain grounded. That is the turn-on she never admit the moment you pair as her tests. Her starts revealing more. She won't need to test anymore because she feel it. This man is different. She open up subtly, legs angled toward you, shoulders relaxed, pupils wide. Her voice will drop in tone. She won't fidget as. Because when a woman feels safe with a man's masculinity, her femininity flows. And here's the Stoic Pease. She tests you, hoping you don't fail. Because if you pass, she gets to render. Not just sexually, emotionally, spiritually, totally. You saw the signs. Her body shifted closer. She laughed at your dry humor. She touched your arm and held the contact just a second too long. And in that, meant, you leaned in. You complimented her beauty. You texted too soon yacked and she vanished. Why? Because at the moment you recognized her desire, you made it about you. You see, attraction isn't a transaction. It's a current attention, a game offer. Masculine and feminine, stillness and chaos, presence and expression. A woman doesn't want her desire fed too quickly. She wants it amplified. She wants you to make her wait. Not because you're playing games, but because you're rooted, untouched. Stoic. When you give too much too soon, she feels it. It screams insecurity. It'll her. You're the prize, not me. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Let me translate that form, man. Stop trying to prove your value. Live in a way that makes idable. The fatal mistake is breaking your frame, that invisible boundary of self-respect, stillness, and control. Frame is what holds the attraction. When you lean too far in, she feels a collapse. That's when the touching stops. The laughter dries up, the reply slow down, and you're left overanalyzing.
Her last message while she's moved on to a man who doesn't flinch. Listen carefully. Her body may have said yes, but it was your response that turned it into no. So what should you have done? Nothing. You should have stayed grounded. Let her chase a little. Matched her energy, not overpowered it. Held the tension like a fire you don't smother. Because the man who can sit in the presence of feminine heat without needing to act, that's the man she can forget. You don't win her desire by reacting, you win it by containing it. There's a reason she doesn't dream of man who begged for her attention. She dreams of the man who looked at her like he already knew what she wanted and didn't flinch. Not because he was cocky, but because he was still rooted, unshaken. Masculine energy isn't loud. It doesn't convince, it radiates. And when a woman senses it, her body responds before her mind even catches up. You want her to you want her to open up legs, lips, soul. Then stop chasing women and start becoming the man who doesn't need to. The Stoics understood something modern. Men forget. You don't need to impress. You need to embody. Embody control. Embody depth. Embody danger and direction. When you walk into a room, your posture speaks before your mouth does. When you sit in silence, your eyes should say, "It know who I am, and I don't need you to like me." That energy is rare. It's ancient. It's masculine. And women crave it even if they'll never admit it. A woman's body is the most honest thing on earth. She may tell her friends she's not into you. She may even convince herself you're not her type, but her breathing will change. Her voice will soften, her hips will shift, and that betrayal of biology will reveal the truth. She feels safe to surrender. Ander is the real secret no one tells you. She doesn't surrender to the man who sniffs. She surrenders to the man who centered to the one who could have her, but doesn't need to. Marcus Aurelius wore betrayal, death, but has stayed composed, calm. Imagine bringing that energy to your relationships. Yub come unforgettable, not because you're perfect, but because you are anchored. And when a woman senses that, her whole body relaxes. That's when she starts speaking the secret language again, with her breath, with her skin, with her silence. But this time you won't miss it. You've been shown the codes. Now. Become the man who reads them in lids. Subscribe for more ancient truths. Smid, brutally modern. And remember, the never lies, and neither should you. Marcus would be proud.